Hey, hi Aaron. I've got a rough 3D model done of a pretty basic railing. What's happening here is I have the steps rough modeled in um, for reference, and I have the one wall that the fireplace is on positioned where it would be, so you could see where the top of the railing is going to land on that wall. You can see how everything would attach. This is kind of my pretty first pretty simple idea. This would work well so far. You know that this is all made out of 3/4. This is 3/4 inch square steel tubing that can be painted or powder coated any color you wish. So we can, that color can change. We've got the round handrail here. Sorry to move this around so much, probably making you dizzy. And that's going to be attached from the bottom. I don't have holes and fasteners in this yet, but just for speed time's sake, I didn't model them in, but there will be fasteners, so the rail would be fastened from the bottom in between each of the spindles with a fastener. And then as far as it fastening to the stairs themselves, I modeled it in here with a piece of quarter-inch flat bar on the bottom. These would all just be welded and fabricated as one piece, and then we could fasten. There's no hole modeled, but there would be a hole here where we could run a fastener that matches color into the stair. One or two, I'm not sure which yet. We could also, one of the other options is we could change this piece to match the spindles. Like I could make it a full 3/4 inch piece instead of a 3/4 inch square tube rather than a 1/4 inch flat bar, which might be kind of cool. Um, yeah, there's that. Um, and then as far as attaching to the wall, I have a couple ideas here. This was the bare minimum, I think. I'd run a fasteners through here into the corner studs. But I could, another thing we could do if this might look neat, is I could run this bar all the way down. Bear with me one second here. We could run this, could extend this and just have it come all the way down, whoops, all the way down the wall, um, and then continue along the step over to this spindle. So we could create that same rectangle appearance here. We could come down, back, and then back up. Um, Another thing that we could do, uh, this isn't modeled exactly perfect, so it's going to look a little weird from underneath. Yeah, we could add 3/4 inch tubing in here too to really box out that or frame out that rectangular look. So that'd be a question I have. Would you want to extend this all the way down the wall and back underneath this spindle so like these are, they're kind of captures that whole geometry there, or just have it there. Um, and then this is a mistake in the modeling I didn't fix yet. This handrail will not terminate like this. It will actually extend to the wall, and I'll cut it that miter in there so it'll have that angle cut on it so it actually sits flush to the wall and not have this weird gap. That's just it's not how things will be when I do it. As far as everything else goes, for code reasons, I'll show you here. I think we're good. We got 4-inch spacing between these spindles. Code is 4 3/8 of an inch, so we're good. Um, and these can still be moved around a little bit. I'm not. Anyways, we'll make all that work. That was a code concern, and then the other thing was height. We need the top of the railing from the nose of the stairs is between 30 and 38 inches. I went for the happy medium. We are uh, hold on a second here. I'll measure it over here. 31, roughly close to 32 there. It's going to be roughly 32 inches. Um, I'm sorry, it's going to be more like 34 inches from the nosing of the step up to the top of the rail. So that's 30. It's going to end up being about 34. So I'm curious what you think here. One other option we could have is something to think about is I could make these spindles round instead of squared with the chamfered corners. Um, if I get this in tubing, these corners are going to have this radius on them here, which is kind of softens things up a little bit. Kind of like that, as opposed to solid bar stock. It's got a little more squared edges. But we could do these in round spindles. They could make these spindles in. We could go from 3/4 of an inch thick. We could make them a little thicker, 1 inch thick. I don't want to get too much thicker than 1 inch if we go with this design because when you buy these round wooden handrails, they are cut when they cut. Just take this slice off the bottom here to have that flat surface. That's an inch. So that flat bar, 1 inch flat bar here, steel quarter inch thick steel flat bar is 1 inch wide, and I think it should be flush with that. I think anything wider would stick past it, and that's if we go with stuff like if you want to go with this. Something to think about if you like this design or parts of it. We can work from it. And like I said, we can make it any color you want. So I'll get in touch then. I'll send you this video and then we can talk after you see it and just tell me your thoughts. Okay.